Jack, thanks for joining me from Portsmouth to talk about Bath. Now, look, our city, it's a World Heritage City. I've got a bookshelf full of guides and walks. What makes yours different?
But what makes it different is there's treasure to find at the end of this adventure. So um, something has been placed or hidden in the city, and you have to work out what has happened to it. And the story is all about the Prince Regent's golden statue that gets stolen on his birthday party. So you've got to kind of basically unravel the mystery of that. So as well as being a walk and as well as being, a history, an introduction to the history of Bath, you also get a story that you unravel along the way. So it's fun as well as being kind of educational.
You told me just before we started this recording that Bath was the third mystery guide you put together. Where did this idea come from? Why did you suddenly think, wow, this is a good idea?
Why Bath, you mean?
Well, why any mystery guide to any city?
Okay. So the first one that I wrote was for Portsmouth because that's where I'm based. And when I was young, my dad used to take me around old Portsmouth and tell me all the stories and everything. And I felt like I wanted to pass all that information on. So the first one, the Portsmouth one, that was written in about 2000 and end of 2018 to 2019, around that time.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually intend to write anymore. It was just going to be that one as a kind of a hobby project, really. Um, and then people started asking me, "What's next? Which city are you doing next? Can you do London?" And I said, "All right, I could do a London one," and I did that. And then I love Bath anyway. I always go there, and there's so much history, and it's a magical kind of place anyway. So I thought that was my first instinct when I decided what's next. It's got to be Bath, and it's not too far away from me, easy to get to. So that's why I chose it. I've always kind of been in love with the place, and I love Georgian history, and with the history of Bath being so connected to Georgian, it works really well for the artwork and the story and everything. So
Now, it's obviously fun to get the mystery guide and solve the puzzles, but how much fact is in there? Do you actually come away learning anything about the city and its heritage and its history?
yeah, there's tons of history as you go. So every stop it features something about the city. So there are actually 16 stops in total. So there are places like the Crystal Palace pub. There's Sally Lunns, of course. There's Roman baths. There's Pulteney Bridge, and with every stop you go to, you get interesting information about not just Bath, but about other. Um, it links to other history as well. So yeah, you get tons of stuff that you wouldn't have heard before. I
Okay.
mean, I like to, with all the mystery guys, I like to tell stories and link to things that would be new to people. Um, Quite often things link to another story.
Yeah.
So for example, the smallest pub in Bath, the Coeur de Lion, if that's how you pronounce it,
Yeah.
that links to Lionheart because of the name Coeur de Lion, Lionheart. So I talk about Richard the Lionheart and the story of him. So you learn a bit about that as you go. So it's not all directly about Bath, but it links you to other
Okay.
things as you go.
Well, you mentioned the Coeur de Lion. Would your book encourage people to go into a pub and have a drink? So, are you doing your bit for Bath business as well?
Absolutely. I mean, I love old pubs. That's one of my passions, to go to old pubs because they always have the best stories. I love hearing about all the people that have drank in there. It's like the Crystal Palace. That Nelson supposedly stayed there when he was recuperating in Bath, and I was fascinated to hear about that. So it's a great place to go into, and a place that he's been in himself. So yes, there in the Bath one there are four pubs mentioned included. You don't have to go in, but all the clues and things are outside. But I do feature four kind of historic pubs on the way, which I think it is good for local business as well. And I mean, the Coeur de Lion is a pub that you wouldn't necessarily just walk by because it's kind of tucked away. Someone kind of has to point you towards it. There are a few other pubs like that along the way as well, where people kind of have to show you where they are, and I love that. I love to. That's what I'm all about. Actually, it's hidden gems. It's finding the things that you wouldn't ordinarily stumble upon yourself.
Now, would your guide appeal to all ages, or is this basically for people of your generation?
Well, I aim them at adults. I basically write them for me. I write them for like what I would like to do around a town. So that's why I kind of include a couple of pubs in there. The clues are not so easy. So I don't just say find a date and write down a date or something like that. There's quite a lot that goes into the clues. I mean, one of them that I like in the Bath book is the Raven, the pub, the Raven. I don't know if you know the Raven from memory, but the pub sign is quite interesting. Can you
It
picture
is
it?
indeed. I've got
Yeah,
it in my head now.
yeah.
Yes.
So, um, um, the Raven itself has got a lot of possessions with him or her.
Yeah.
And you have to match items that it has to things on the shopping list, and it kind of spells something out to you. So I use very like unique features of the city. It's not yeah, with some kind of kiddies treasure hunts, they kind of like find a name, but I go further than that and require you to use your brain a little bit and work things out differently.
And while you're out there for an hour or more or two, enjoying yourself, you're getting fresh air and you're using your legs, aren't you? There's plenty
Yeah.
of exercise built in.
They're about 2 miles, all of them in total. But it's going to take you about, if you're stopping for a drink, you're looking at about 3 hours to complete it by the time you've solved the clues and you've walked around. So, but yeah, I mean, because what I found was a lot of my best friends live all around the country, university friends, people like that. So we pick a town each year and we meet up. And what we found we were doing is wandering the streets, going to old pubs, finding out a bit of the history. And I thought, well, this could all be a thing. You know, we do this anyway. Why can't this be something? So that's why I like doing that kind of thing. That's what it's all about.
Your mystery guides have spread out across the whole country.
Yeah. There's 22 as I speak now, which is quite a few in a short amount of time I've been doing it. I've been going just about 4 years now, coming up 4.5 maybe. So it's quite, they do take a while to write, but I've managed to streamline the process. I know what I'm looking for now.
Now listen, well, where does anyone actually lay their hands on a copy? Are they only available online, or can we go into a local bookshop?
They are at the moment only available online because Christmas time is quite busy, to say the least. So I just focus all efforts online, but they may be coming to bookshops in Bath. I did have collection points before, but I don't want to overwhelm collection points around Christmas time. So in the new year, hopefully I'm bringing that back. But yeah, at the moment, it doesn't take too long to deliver it. They're all sent first class. So.
Okay, well, I've got your website details. I'll put them on the screen, and we can look forward in the new year then, maybe to seeing the books physically in local bookshops. In time for the spring and good weather, there we are, Regency Bath Treasure Hunt.
Yeah.
Prince's Stolen Statue. I can't wait to have a go. Thank you very much indeed for that. And
my pleasure.
A very happy Christmas, Jack, and good luck with further mystery guides. Maybe you'll be going into Europe next. Who knows?
That would be nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.